everybody. It's Dr. Evelyn. So, we've been on a journey of self discovery and a journey of mind body connection and a journey of nervous system regulation. And now we have come to a fun exercise that is called living in alignment, or really honestly, a life audit. When we're trying to create change and we're trying to live a different lifestyle and get out of old habits and old patterns, it can be really eye-opening to do a little bit of an audit of how we're spending our time and energy and resources, and make sure that those are in alignment with the goals that we are now setting. So I help a lot of very busy people who don't want to get burned out. They deal with overwhelm all the time. And it can be very helpful to identify what things you're doing kind of by default, because you weren't really intentional about making those choices. They've just come up. It's also very important to note that we can perceive threat from situations where we feel like we don't have enough resources to respond. So, for example, if we are hungry, we might feel more fear or more threat thinking there's not enough food, right? That would make us more stressed. Or if we had a bill to pay, but we didn't think we had enough money to pay it, that would be when it was stressful. If we have a bill to pay, but we know that we clearly have enough money, then bills aren't really stressful, right? So that lack, or that sense of lack, that scarcity, adds stress to situations and makes them more overwhelming. So when we can be very intentional about how we're using our time, energy, and resources, then we can clear up some more energy for doing the things that we want, and therefore decrease the overwhelm in our lives. Okay, so this is going to take you a bit of time, but I'm just going to kind of guide you through how I've done this in the past and how it could work for you. So you get a piece of paper or a whiteboard or a journal, and I want you to think about the item. So we'll just go through this. This is things that you spend a lot of time on, or these are things that are goals or things that you want to be able to spend more time on. So for me, I put Instagram as one of my first ones because I was noticing that I was spending a lot of time on there. So you could just have like a thing like this, like item and then Instagram. And then next to it, I want you to think about the perceived value of Instagram. Why do you think you are spending so much time on it? What do you think that you are getting out of it, right? So for me, I think I'm learning. I think I'm connecting and staying engaged and staying current and relevant. I think that it also helps me with my visibility as a business owner, right? So those are my perceived values of Instagram: connection, learning, and visibility. Then I want to think about the actual reason, like to my nervous system, why I am spending so much time on Instagram. And there's things that are like real, the knowledge we have of social media, it's addictive. It's a dopamine hit. You get, that buzz from having something liked or seen that you post. Also, fear of missing out, right? That's a big one. I want to be part of the group. I want to be relevant. I want to know what's going on. I want to stay connected to my friends. I want to know what's going on with them. I want them to know what's going on with me. So FOMO was a big one of why I use Instagram a lot. All right. Amount of time and energy put into said task. This is the next column. So we've got the item, the perceived value, the actual reason, and then the amount of time and energy, right? So you can get really honest with this. Instagram has a way that you can easily see how much time you're spending on the app. If you're in content creation like me, there's probably a lot more time going into it. And you can just be really honest about yourself about that, the amount of time and energy. Okay. Then put your satisfaction and passion alignment. Satisfaction, passion, alignment is the final column. So, how happy and proud are you after engaging with Instagram? Does it feel like it's in alignment with your values and the person that you think that you are? I consider myself a very creative person. I feel like I have a very important message to share about nervous system health and chiropractic and all that can do for people. I like creating content. I like seeing what's going on in my community. I do feel very good about it. At the same time, I also get very bogged down. I notice myself in a comparison game. I notice myself feeling a little insecure sometimes when I'm looking at it for too long. So I go, okay, maybe the amount of time I'm spending on it isn't in super alignment with the value that I'm getting. So I can cut back a little bit. Or another thing is I use it mostly to post and not as much to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, right? On random accounts. I don't know. So that kind of helped me gain awareness. The next one I had was fitness and self-care. So you would go down, next item, fitness and self-care, perceived value, health, feels good, makes me love myself. Why do I do it? I like it. I believe that it's good for me. I believe that it's good for my longevity. I feel really good afterward. Amount of time on it. Like 2 on a good week, 5 hours a week. And satisfaction, sense of pleasure, passion, and alignment with values. I hugely am satisfied. I love it. It feels so good. I'm always proud of myself. I always am glad I did it. I never feel like it was a waste of time. It's hugely in alignment with my values of health and well-being and self-care and movement and all of that. Maybe I need to be making a little bit more time for that kind of thing and a little less time on Instagram. Okay, so going through this without judgment. Remember, you're adding things that you do think you spend a lot of time doing. You're adding things that you wish you could spend more time doing. And then really starting to just get curious about why you spend the time and why you don't spend the time doing. Why doesn't that thing that brings me so much joy and alignment and feel good, why is it so much easier to prioritize other things? Why does that feel like it takes precedent or priority? And just start to get really curious. Go down. Mine has a list. I'll just give you more of my examples. Instagram, fitness and self-care, learning, volunteer work, kids' activities, family time, hobbies, friends, TV, books, house chores, work, and practice growth. And I'm just going down and going into all of those little categories to just get really clear on the reasons why I'm doing it and why I think I'm doing it versus why I'm actually doing it, how much time I think I'm spending on it versus how much joy and value it actually brings me. And going through this audit can just help you make some minor decisions about where you tweak and send your intention so that you are able to end up living in a little bit more of alignment. An action step after doing this would be to actually carve out proportional amounts of time in your schedule for the things that bring you a lot of value. And don't underestimate the minute tasks, right? Like, does anybody want to be cleaning their house? No, but there's obviously a ton of value in having a clean and well-kept house. So even if the activity itself isn't enjoyable, it's about the value and the satisfaction that it brings and the feelings that you have of being able to like provide a clean home for your family. Or even if your job is stressful and it wears on you, there's obviously a lot of value in it because it allows you to do other things that you love. Okay, I would love to talk to you about this. I'm super happy to discuss anybody's audits if they want to go over them with me. That's one of the things that I offer in health coaching. Longer appointments, we can do virtual appointments, and we go over this kind of stuff to make sure that you are in as much alignment as possible and to give your nervous system a little bit of a break. All right, take care, and let me know in the comments if this has been helpful to you. All right,